Hi everybody! Worldwide, millions of feral pigs currently exist, including about 30% in the United States. Their strong adaptability has caused much damage to the agricultural economy and urban infrastructure. Now, we need cooperation from American farmers and hunters to solve this problem. Please leave number 1 if you are ready to explore this content with us. Let's watch this entire video to better understand the situation. The damage that wild boars cause to American farmers is huge. Are you curious about their characteristics? Wild pigs have been an invasive species since the 16th century when they were introduced to the United States by European settlers for hunting purposes. Today, they have spread everywhere and become a big problem for both farmers and the general public. Some states in the U.S., such as Texas, have the largest wild boar populations, with millions living in the wild and reproducing rapidly. Each litter can give birth to 10 to 12 cubs. Breeding season usually takes place in spring and summer. In winter, with thick fur and large bodies, wild boars can withstand the harsh weather in this area. Due to their aggressive nature, they can attack humans when they feel threatened. Their favorite foods include grass roots and fruits, usually traveling in herds in search of food. They move through forests or grasslands. The weight of each wild boar can range from 100 to 300 pounds, depending on age and sex. The feral hog invasion has caused serious damage to both rural and urban Americans. According to estimates by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, damage caused by wild pigs to the U.S. agricultural industry could reach $1.6 billion USD annually in 2019. A group of an estimated 400 feral hogs damaged over 100 acres of cornfields in Texas, causing a loss of up to 200 million acres. In addition, wild boars have also begun to invade urban areas in search of food and water. Power lines and water pipes are often damaged and interrupted, causing anxiety and insecurity in the community. Assembling a buster trap to catch invasive wildlife species is a simple and effective solution. These traps often catch large numbers, helping to control wild boar populations more effectively. Farmers often set traps in areas where wild pigs frequent, such as roads or near water sources, and that trap can be set up alone every year. The number of wild pigs decreases significantly, so set up Trap Buster Board puts it first. On a piece of flat, stable ground, dig a hole around the trap about 12 inches deep and 6 inches wider than the trap. Next, secure the trap by tying a cape or chain to one of the stationary stakes and tying the other end of the rope to a sturdy post, about 3 to 6 inches away from the trap, making sure the rope serves as a dot to hold the trap. Then, place bait in the trap to attract wild boars. Strong-smelling bait is considered advisable, and effective trap maintenance is recommended by replenishing bait as needed and repairing or replacing any damaged parts. Once the trap has been set for a certain period of time, farmers will collect and process the captured wild boars, often taking them to veterinary facilities or factories. In Texas and many states in the United States, gun hunting is a popular activity enjoyed by many hunters, usually taking place during the day when there is enough light to observe prey. The shooting range usually ranges from a few dozen inches, and they can shoot accurately and effectively. Each hunting trip usually yields a significant number of wild boar during the hunt. Many people will also incorporate hunting dogs into their activities. These dogs are specially trained to attract and hunt wild prey, capable of detecting and guiding hunters to their prey. They often have better sensory and smell abilities than regular dogs, helping to detect herds of forest worms from afar. Cooperation between humans and hunting dogs has been proven to be highly effective in hunting. After the conclusion of the hunting expedition, the collection and processing of wild boar is an important matter. Although some farmers have processed wild boar into food for their families, using wild boar as food is controversial in terms of health safety. They can carry infectious diseases such as hepatitis E, endangering human health and facing opposition from some people who condemn the practice as inhumane and harmful to wildlife. While hunting may be seen as a means of population control, many people also worry about the sustainability of wild boar in the natural environment. What do you think about the feral hog problem causing damage to Texans? Leave a comment of 1 if you agree with this solution, and a comment of 0 if you disagree about Texans managing wild pigs. Invasive crickets are becoming an increasingly serious problem on U.S. farms, especially as they damage crops and dig up soil to build nests. This is an omnivorous animal capable of consuming a variety of foods from crops to grass, even plastic. Their ability to reproduce rapidly increases pressure on agriculture, as they can lay up to 1,000 eggs at a time. Crickets not only harm vegetable and fruit trees, but also create difficulties when digging soil to build nests, with holes up to 1 meter in diameter and 1 meter deep. Land subsidence areas created by invasive crickets can be dangerous to both humans and animals. The impact of invasive crickets on agriculture in the United States cannot be underestimated, with estimates of up to $100 million in losses per year, creating a significant economic burden on the agricultural industry. Initially appearing in California in 2016, the invasive cricket species has rapidly expanded to the states of California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado, and is likely to continue to spread to other areas of the United States. They often live in wet and warm areas such as near rivers, lakes, and swamps. However, they are not only limited to rural areas, but can also appear in urban areas, causing many nuisances from traffic congestion to the risk of traffic accidents and other adverse effects. Negative impact on the human living environment. Invasive crickets are not limited to nesting in natural environments, but also invaded human habitations, creating nests under objects such as rocks and wood, and even entering infrastructure such as sewers and buildings. This action not only harms the plants they have chosen, but also creates noise and unpleasant impacts for residents, creating a daily burden and causing significant damage to agriculture and the environment in the United States, and also causes health-related problems. Reducing the cricket's food source, thereby achieving effective control of their numbers in the natural environment. Crickets are omnivores and can enjoy a variety of foods, from grass to even plastic when they are raised for food. They consume food sources that humans and other creatures do not like, such as vegetable parts on top of fruit or fruit peels and residue. succeed not only helps reduce their food source in the natural environment, but also limits the significant increase in cricket populations and additionally processes crickets into products such as flour, meat, and oil. These products not only enrich human and animal food sources, but also reduce pressure on other food sources such as beef, chicken, and fish. This also helps control cricket populations in natural environments in the United States. The strategy of raising crickets and harvesting them to control cricket populations has been implemented since the 2010s, starting in areas where crickets cause the most problems such as California, Arizona, and Nevada. This strategy has been effective in reducing cricket invasion and supporting natural environmental balance. In the last few years, California's invasive cricket population has declined by about 50%, largely thanks to a reduction in their food sources in the wild. I want to ask you a question. What would you do if you encountered this invasive species of cricket? Please share your solution below in the comments section. In the United States, the solution to controlling invasive cricket populations often involves using a variety of pesticides, including powders and gels. However, these pesticides often contain ingredients such as pyrethroids, organophosphates, and neonicotinoids, which can be harmful to human and animal health. As for cricket control, pesticides should be used carefully. In addition to commercial pesticides, there are a number of solutions from common household products that can be applied. Wearing protective gear such as gloves, masks, and goggles is also important to avoid exposure to pesticides. Other preventative measures include spraying indoor seeds in areas where this invasive cricket species is present. Kangaroos, the largest marsupials in the world, are also an integral part of the Australian ecosystem with an estimated population of up to 50 million individuals. The main characteristic of kangaroos is their habit of eating grass, leaves, and fruits, often appearing in environments such as forests, grasslands, and parks. However, the presence of kangaroos also brings with it many challenges and problems, especially in invading farms and attacking humans. The kangaroo's habit of eating grass and leaves on farms causes significant damage to Australian agriculture, with losses estimated at up to $100 million annually. In addition, the appearance of kangaroos on the streets also creates worrying risks for local people. Every year, According to statistics, about 200 people are injured in traffic accidents related to the appearance of kangaroos. This poses a challenge for both road users and road safety programs. Electric fences have been proven to be an effective way to prevent kangaroos from entering parts of Australia. The farms are capable of generating electricity strong enough to repel them, and this fence not only prevents the destruction of vegetation, but also reduces the risk of traffic accidents caused by kangaroos. According to a study from the University of New South Wales, the electric fence system reduced damage caused to crops by kangaroos by up to 90%. This not only protects agricultural resources, but also reduces pressure on farmers. At the same time, electric fences play an important role in maintaining traffic safety and reducing the risk of collisions with other objects. When it comes to cost, solar electric fences may initially seem like an expensive solution. However, according to research by the Australian Energy Agency, the operating cost of this type of fence can be reduced by up to 80% compared to traditional electric fences. This shows that despite the high initial cost, solar electric fences are still a reasonable and sustainable investment in long-term fencing around fields and residential areas. In addition, this area plays an important role in preventing the invasion of kangaroo populations by creating physical fences and limiting their visibility. People help protect people's living space and food sources, while contributing to maintaining ecological balance and protecting biodiversity. Ongoing kangaroo hunting is considered the most effective and popular method of controlling their population in Australia. Professional hunters carry out this activity at night, reduce the risk, and each year, about 5 million kangaroos are targeted for this hunting activity, helping to maintain a balance between them and their habitat. Their habitats need to be protected, which helps prevent the destruction of agriculture, especially during periods when kangaroos are searching for food. Reducing the risk of traffic accidents and collisions with kangaroos is also an important part of minimizing risks and maintaining environmental balance. It is very important to comply with hunting rules and regulations. Hunters need to have a valid license and use appropriate equipment, as well as follow safety rules. The Australian government is monitoring and controlling hunting activities, prioritizing areas with high numbers of kangaroos. hunting is an effective measure. The Australian government is researching and looking for increasingly more effective and sustainable ways to control kangaroo populations in the future. Kangaroo parks in Australia are an important part of the established region and need to be maintained. With the goal of protecting kangaroos from hunting and maintaining their habitat, many famous conservation parks in Australia have been established. DB National Park Bella, located on the outskirts of Canberra, Australia's capital, is a major destination for many species of kangaroos such as red kangaroos, grey kangaroos, and wallaby kangaroos. Another notable reserve is Kangaroo Island Conservation Park, located on Kangaroo Island, a coastal island in southern Australia that is also home to many important kangaroos. Introducing kangaroos into reserves and national parks not only helps control their populations, but also creates safe and healthy living conditions. According to Australian government estimates, about 10% of kangaroo species are conserved in national parks and reserves, which is not only a quantitative achievement but also an important effort to protect rare animals from serious threats. In the Australian context, the problem of invasive kangaroos has a negative impact on the surrounding environment, especially given their ability to escape and compete with native animals. The high jumping ability and agility of kangaroos pose a major risk, as they can easily escape and become members of the wild, causing an invasion. To minimize the risk of kangaroos entering their homes, Australians should follow measures such as not keeping kangaroos in their homes and keeping them in a safe environment to avoid escape. Disinfection to prevent reproduction is also an important measure. In addition, it is important to be highly aware of the problem of kangaroos entering the community and to report their presence immediately. Local authorities need to take timely measures to prevent the growth of kangaroos. These solutions have been effective in preventing the spread of invasive kangaroo species. Do you believe there is a better solution? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to share this video to raise awareness about this issue.